Welcome back to Bionic Life. Today, we are going to clean some sidewalks. The church has, I don't know, several hundred feet worth of sidewalks, and they're approximately 3 to 4 feet wide. So it's quite a bit of shoveling, and that's how we've done it in the past. The conversation came up Sunday that there was a snowblower in the corner. Didn't know anything about it, didn't even really know that it was there. But it turns out there's a little Toro CR2000 4.5 horsepower single stage snowblower, and it's a 2-stroke. I came over at a later time, tried to start it, dumped some gas in it, primed it. Somebody said it would run, so I assumed, I was taking him on their word, that it would run. I pulled on this thing for a good 15 minutes and the thing wouldn't start. Gave up on it. Last night I came over to move some snow. Thought, well, I'll give it a pull. It fired right up. So I gave it a little test yesterday, and then this morning came back, gave it another couple pulls, it fired right up. So we're gonna use this Toro and possibly a snow shovel to clean the church sidewalks. Let's get started. Every bit of 13 inches right there. I'd say this little guy's pretty capable. Alright, as you can see, this thing just chewed its way through. It didn't like doing it, but that's 20 inches, I think. 19 3/4 all day long. There's it gets a little deeper, closer to 20, 21 here. So, this thing did a pretty good job. Kind of surprised. We're going to finish it up. tumble while I was over running the snowblower. I want to explain what happened. This is the mechanism that keeps my hip locked when I'm walking. To sit, I push back on this. It releases the posterior strut. That is this. This goes together like this, and this is what allows me a little flexion and extension on the hip. What makes up the posterior strut is this plate. This plate goes in here, like so, underneath, and these springs, and there's guide pins right on top of this. This plate is what these two screws screw into. What I think happened is, with the differential in heating and cooling, I think loosened these. They come with blue Loctite. I'm gonna put red on them. I think they just came loose, these two screws. Now normally I get a warning. One screw will back out and it won't latch in. I hadn't noticed that walking around prior to this. The only indication that may have been leading up to this is it felt like it misaligned, and I had taken a fall earlier when I was cleaning around the red door of the church. And if I'll roll in a frame here and show you, my foot is laying on the ground. Got up, didn't think much about it, I just thought the hip didn't latch. But on the major fall, what happened is this plastic piece, screws had fallen out. This plastic piece actually kind of did this number and fell out. So I found a spring that had fallen out. When this is disconnected from here, even though the plastic is latched in, you have a separate piece, it kind of flexes and falls down like this. And that is why I fell. So the moral of the story is, check everything over. I mean, it can leave the prosthetist's office with all the proper torque settings, the correct Loctite, but these two screws, I think, need to have red Loctite. And I really don't care if it takes forever to get them out, if you have to put heat to them or not. So that's what happened. Let's get back to the video. Result, I took a little bit of a tumble there. Cover that in a minute, but the end result is a foot plus of snow. It did really well. This area here was approximately 4 inches, and it breezed through that. It did struggle with a little bit of ice where right there's a chunk of ice. You can see them on the sidewalk. It struggled with those. That big chunk there, it struggled with that pretty good. But it did really well. Much better than I was expected. And the alcove looks pretty decent. And that was 21, 22 inches up in there. It worked it, but it did manage to clean it up. We didn't have to use a snow shovel, which was a huge blessing. This little Toro, is it a CCR 2000? And it's an older machine. I have no clue how old it is. I don't know much about it. If you know anything about it, leave a comment. If you've had experience with it, if there's things to look for, things to maintain on it, I have no clue about it, but it does work pretty well. It tackled the 20+ inch drifts and handled the 1 foot consistent snow easily, and it worked really well on the 4 inch, 5 inch, whatever we had on the one long sidewalk. So it worked really well. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm happy I had a natural shovel manually. Content, please hit like. If you know of anyone who can benefit by sharing the video, please share. And if you know anything about this snowblower, please let me know of things I need to look out for. Thanks for watching.